Alright, time for part 2.
So you've decided what game to import. Nice! Now comes the hard part, trying to find the game for a decent price. Yes, if there was any pain in the ass moment for not only importing but game collecting in general, it was trying to find something in this day and age for a good price. Now the obvious move most people make is just buy the games online, have them shipped to your house and think nothing of it. But when discussing the prospects of ordering imports online, there are a lot of places to look, compare, and price check. The first sites that pop into most people's minds are Amazon and eBay. While both these are no-brainers and nice sites to search through, each one has its own set of problems. Let's start with Amazon. Oh god, Amazon. My issues with Amazon can mostly revolve around two cases: the item's availability and price. With Amazon, the availability of an item can sometimes be random. If you were searching for, let's say, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 or Sonic Spinball, you'd be given a couple options. But the problem is those options could be bootleg or reproduction cartridges. Now, if this isn't a problem for you, then that's fine. But I think I could speak for most collectors when I say no one would want to have a reproduction or bootleg cartridge in their collection. To make matters worse, if you are able to find any official version of the game, you could be stuck paying an exuberant amount of money for it. And this is including any used or previously played copy. For example, I bought this copy of Yatsura Endless Summer for the DS back in January 2020 for about $20. Right now, at the time I wrote this episode, the price for this game went up to $52 used, $104 new. That is a huge markup for 10 months. How about another example? My copy of Super Smash Bros. DX for the GameCube I bought in July of 2019 for around $20, the same price I paid for Yatsura for the DS. Currently, at the time of writing this episode, the price has went up to $23 used. Okay, that's not bad, that's a $3 markup. But for a new copy, it is $268. That's insane. And I understand it's Super Smash Bros., but really? $268? That feels more like the ending bid on an eBay auction than it does a price of a new game. Speaking of eBay, segue. When it comes to eBay, can I be honest with you? eBay is a website I can surprisingly trust more than Amazon. I know, shocker, right? But seriously, I trust the site more because I have bought most of my imports through the sellers on this site. The sellers, may I add, are the kindest people you will ever interact with. If I had an issue with an item that I received, like it was a wrong item or it came in damaged, they were responsive within at least 24 hours. Now granted, most of the sellers I bought from came straight from Japan. The fact that they were able to at least offer a solution to my problem, like a refund or sending out a replacement copy, really says a lot. Now with that being said, I do have a few issues with the website. Like I stated with Amazon, there are a few times I come across reproduction cartridges and bootlegs, and those can make any buyer like myself a little weary about buying any game from the seller or the game itself. Another issue, again like Amazon, could also be the price. Yes, every once in a while you will come across a game that may be common, but contains an insane price. Some examples I have gotten were Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and Sailor Moon S Draghi Ranku. All three of these games hit close to the $30 marker. Now granted, it's a possibility that Sonic the Hedgehog 3 could be a harder game to come by in Japan, given the fact that it released around the time Sega was looking to move from the Mega Drive to the Saturn. Then there are some games in which the price is good, sometimes great, but the shipping is what kills it. Now that could be for a number of factors, like the ability to track your package insurance, or the fact that shipping overseas could cost a lot of money, especially in these troubling times. So let's say this copy of Super Real Mahjong P4 costs $5.50. That's not a bad price. But then to get the package here without being delayed is an additional $20. Damn, I'd rather find a US seller of imports, or at least a seller that doesn't charge an arm and a leg for shipping. Fuck it, that was a segue. So you don't want to shop on Amazon, you may not trust eBay, then what's next? Well, there are a few shops online that specialize in importing games. Websites like RetroGamesJapan.com that specialize in selling imports within the US, and J4U.com specializing in selling imports at a cheap price straight from Japan. Now, if there was a small issue with these shops, it's that when they sell out of a game, they sell out. You would be lucky to come across another copy in their online store within the following weeks to a month. Meanwhile, if it was Amazon and eBay, you could just look to another seller with the same item. All you would have to do is pray that it's the same or similar price. With that said, shops that sell various versions of games like PlayAsia could have multiple copies of the game that you're looking for, but they may sell for ridiculous prices. Sometimes games go for upwards of $100 to $250. At that point, I'd rather go to a shop and pray they sell some imports. God damn it, that was a segue. Let's say that you don't want to wait for the game to ship to your home if you're ordering online. Then the next logical step would be to head out to a local game shop, right? Well, if you're lucky, you might find a shop that sells imports out in the open, but that's like a four-leaf clover in a clover patch of game shops. No, the reality of imports at game shops is if you're in a large city like New York or Seattle, you'll be more than able to find a shop that straight out sells imports, like Video Games New York or Pink Gorilla. But if you're in a smaller town or community that has at least one or two local game stores, you might not find any, or they might have some in their back storage room. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to ask the clerk at the counter, or better yet, try to make a bond with the staff at some of the local game shops, because you never know when they might randomly come across a box full of imports, or might get some traded in and decide to get a hold of you to let you know. Now, if you do come across or get in imports, and they don't have what you want or need, I would still recommend grabbing what they have, because sometimes there might be a diamond in the rough within their possession. You never know. If I did have an issue with looking through game shops, it's that while at first you may look through and just see what they have, grabbing only one or two games, what's left may stand there for a long time until either you give in and grab the rest or someone else does. Another issue sometimes, the game shops could charge too much. Nothing against my game store brethren, but this is a pile of games from a few of the upstate New York game shops. Out of all the games I bought, about 7 or 8 of them are over the $30 mark. For example, Love Hina Advance for the Game Boy Advance. On average, this game goes for about $45 to $60. At Pastime Legends in New York, I only paid $35 for it. Similarly, from the same shop, I also got The King of Fighters 96 for the Game Boy. On average, online, this goes for about $95. $95! That's insane. At the shop, I only paid $46. Now, that's not to say every game I bought from the shops were over $30. There were some games I bought that were at really cheap and good prices. My philosophy when it comes to buying imports from a local game shop: if they have imports and you're in the mood to surprise yourself with a random game, then ask, look through, and pick whatever may look interesting. And if you don't have the system for the game, then look at what made you want it and what methods there are into playing the game. But research is the name of the game when it comes to killing time until you may get your package. Get ready for the wait from hell.
Off of me.